peeps, I'm back. This is Kimberly Purpose and welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing another video about the Dawes Commission, the Dawes role. I did a video about Georgia Cherokee Indians, and I believe this ties in what happened to the Indians and how they lost, and a lot of the Negro Indians, how they lost their land. And this particular article was published in Indian Country Today. The title of it is called Playing to Play Indians, the Dawes Role and the Legacy of $5 Indians. And it was written by Alyssa Laundrie, and it was published on March 21st, 2017. I thought this was a really good article. On the top of the article, I like the poster that she put. It's an historic artifact of what actually took place and of how the Dawes Commission took all the Aborigines off, the Aborigine Indians off the roll, and put the European settlers on the list instead. So let's read the poster. The poster says, Indian land for sale. Get a home of your own, easy payments, perfect title and possession within 30 days. Fine lands in the West, irrigated, grazing, agricultural, dry farming. In 1910, the Department of the Interior sold under seal bios allotted Indian lands as follows. So it goes into detail. And then at the bottom here, it says, this poster from the era of the Dawes Rolls advertised land for Native Americans, prompting opportunistic white men to pay to be Indian. So this is what pretty much took place. It's pure evidence right here. It's during the time period, and it shows that they did not have any intentions of ever giving the lands back to the rightful people. Instead, they gave it to the Europeans, who paid only $5 to put themselves and each of their family members on that list. So they had a list of all the indigenous people at first, the true Aborigines, and what they did was they took their name and the settlers put their name on there, or took the same name of the Indians and pretend to be them, which is pretty much the same thing or equivalent as being modern day identity theft. It's an example of how there was identity theft done in history. Perfect example, and to this very day, it have definitely hurt the Aborigines significantly. We lost our identity, our heritage. It was totally stripped from us. Our land, our wealth, the money that we are owed was pretty much given to the Europeans, the same individuals who invaded this land, who's stolen and has done nothing to try to correct the past wrongs that is done. So, but let's continue. Let's go on into the article. The article starts off like this. It has a subheading. It says, Dawes rolls rife with opportunistic white men and early appropriation. See, that's the thing. I like the title of this, the subtitle. It says appropriation. And see, I think this goes back to why we have issues with Europeans stealing our heritage, like the way we braid our hair or do our twists and then or have dreadlocks. We have an issue with that. The reason why we get so upset, I know some people don't understand why we get upset about it, is because, you all have stolen our heritage as being Aborigines, and it stems historically. So that's why we have a legitimate reason to be so upset about this, because it's a pattern and it continues to happen, and it needs to come to an end, and it will come to an end eventually. But anyway, let's continue. We're going to claim that with Yahweh. It may be fashionable to play Indian now, but it was also trendy 125 years ago when people paid $5 apiece to falsify documents declaring them native on the Dawes roll. These so-called $5 Indian paid government agents under the table in order to reap the benefits that came with having Indian blood, mainly white men with an appetite for land. $5 Indians paid to register on Dawes roll, earning fraudulent enrollment in tribes along the benefits inherited by generations to come. So, sorry about that. So, like I said, these Dawes rolls originally had the Aborigines' names on there. And what they did was they duplicated the name and put their own names on there. I was watching a video with Chief Warhorse. I believe she's either the chief of Choctaw or Chickasaw, one of those tribes. And she said that I remember her mentioning that a lot of times, the original list had the original indigenous people's name on there. And what the Europeans did, the white settlers, they just took the names of these indigenous people and act like that they were them and duplicated their name. They just took the real Indians off and stole their name and their identity and then act like that they were them. And took all their money and the rights that wasn't theirs in the first place. So let's continue. These were opportunistic white men who wanted to have access to land or fruit rations, said Gregory Smithers, associate professor of history at Virginia Commonwealth Universities. These were people who were more than happy to exploit the Dawes Commission and government agents for $5, were willing to turn a blind eye to the graft and corruption. That is so sad. And this stuff has been going on for over a century, and it has really affected us as Aborigines. The identity crisis, why mass incarcerations, and trying to continue slavery to this very day. All this stems from all of this. And this government has not done anything to correct it. And Europeans have not fixed their problem, this issue. And we as Aborigines, we come together and put an end to it. Well, let's continue. It says the Dawes Commission established in 1893 to enforce the General Allotment Act of 1887, or the Dawes Act, was charged with convincing tribes to cede their lands to the United States and divide remaining lands into individual allotments. The commission also required Indians to claim their membership in only one tribe to register on the Dawes roll. What the government meant to be a definitive record of individuals with Indian blood. I'm going to stop right here. This video is about to end, but yeah, I'm going to stop right here and we're going to continue. But I just wanted to touch on how this really affected us. This fraudulent act that was done 125 years ago has had great repercussion on us. It really eroded us and made us more lost and more confused as a group of people, because not only has they stolen our name, stolen which tribe we're from, our identity, they stole the land, the monies that is owed to us, and it has really put us at the very bottom. And it's something that we need to do something about. But I'm going to continue. Please like this video, thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. Till next time, peace and be blessed. Bye-bye.